You know, I keep hearing that stories in the Bible are foreign or alien to white people. So I thought we might go through some pagan stories and you tell me if these are foreign to white people or not. So in this video, we'll start with Norse paganism and we'll break it down by character. Let's start with Odin. First of all, Odin was a race mixer. He cheats on his wife Frigg and bangs a giantess named Joro, and this is how Thor was born. He also dresses up as a woman to rape another giant named Rinder, and this leads to the birth of the god Vali. Odin is actually frequently cross-dressing throughout many of these texts, like disguising himself as some low-level maid or something to get information from people. He mastered some magic called satyr, and this magic was traditionally associated with women, so he often has to adopt these female roles. Loki even calls him out for it and says, dude, this is getting a little gay. Like, what are you doing with this women's magic? But we'll get to Loki's gay ass later. But the thing is, isn't Odin supposed to be a god? Why is he using all these gay tricks to fool people? Let's ask Grok how many instances in the Bible are there of people cross-dressing to deceive someone. Number only. 0. There you have it, you little fucking fruits. Odin was also a big cuck. While he was in self-imposed exile, he transferred ownership of his wife Frigg to his 2 brothers who both bang her. He then comes back later on and is like, huh, what? You guys banged my wife? Okay, whatever, moving on. And the cross-dressing faggot apple doesn't fall far from the gay tree, as Thor also has to cross-dress. His hammer gets stolen by a giant named Thrym, who says, hey Thor, you're not getting this hammer back until I marry Freya. Freya, of course, refuses to marry this giant, so then Thor says, well, what other option do I have to get my hammer back? Except cross-dress, pretend that I'm a bride. So he dresses up in a bride's veil, a wedding dress, and jewelry, and he goes to this wedding, and the giant thinks he's Freya, and he's like, damn, look at that Thor ass. I can't wait to take those cheeks. But then Thor at the wedding almost blows his cover by eating a whole ox and 8 whole salmon. But Loki's there, and he's also disguised as a handmaid, and tells the giant, oh, the bride was just fasting before the wedding, so she was just really hungry. That's not a man. So then in the last part of the ceremony, the giant has to place the hammer on the bride's lap. So when the giant does this, Thor reveals himself and says, ha, I tricked you. And he kills all the giants. But I mean, was this really the only way that Thor can get his hammer back? Didn't he watch the Ragnarok movie where Odin says, without my hammer, I can't.
Are you Thor, the god of hammers?
Moving on to the goddess Freya. So in one story, she really wants this gold necklace that these 4 dwarves have made. So does this powerful goddess just demand it and take it from these 4 weak dwarves? No, of course not. The dwarves tell her, if you want this necklace, you're gonna have to bang each of us. So Freya spends the night with each one of these dwarves and pays for the necklace in pussy payments, basically. So this is the goddess that all these pagan retards are doing sacrifices to. Someone who took it from 4 dwarf dicks. And finally, let's get to Loki. So the gods hire a giant to build a wall around Asgard. And the gods tell this giant, if you finish this project on time, we'll give you Freya, we'll give you the sun and the moon. So this giant is riding on this mighty stallion and he's knocking it out of the park. He's building this wall way ahead of schedule. And the gods are like, oh fuck, we're actually gonna have to pay this guy. Loki, go do something. So Loki shapeshifts into a female horse and seduces the giant stallion. So the stallion rams Loki's horse cheeks. Loki gives birth to an 8-legged horse abomination. Now, because of this, the giant doesn't finish on time, and the gods get to Jew him out of the pavement, and they get their wall for free. And then Loki eventually gifts the 8-legged horse to Odin, who rides this transsexual abomination into battle. So there you have your mighty Norse pagan gods. Nothing gay or Jewish about any of them.